Hello everybody, my name is Cade and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to be discussing National Association of Realtors response when it comes to Biden's rule to make home mortgages more expensive for people with higher credit scores. So if you don't already know and you're watching this, the Biden administration just came out recently with a new plan that is going to make it more expensive for homeowners who are trying to get a mortgage and have a credit score of 680 and above. This plan can make it almost $40 to $60 more expensive per month for these homeowners with mortgages right around $400,000. So there's been a ton of backlash. Every single article and person that I've talked to about this has been saying it's ridiculous, and now I just got an article in as I'm making this video about the National Association of Realtors response to what is going on. So I'm going to be going over the article here shortly. We're going to read over it and then we'll dive into what all this means. So first and foremost, the title is NAR is making the realtor voice heard on LLPAs. LLPAs is loan level price adjustments, and this is what is changing in regards to making it more expensive for home mortgages. And it'll go over kind of what those are later in the video. So fee changes announced by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac lead to both legitimate concerns and misunderstandings. Beginning May 1st, some Americans will see higher fees on their mortgages while others will see fees reduced or eliminated. These changes to the so-called loan level price adjustments, or LLPAs, have caused consternation in the industry. And in the week leading up to their effective date, National Association of Realtors advocacy staff have been busy both clearing up misunderstandings and reassuring realtors that their concerns are being heard. Now, I must say, the National Association does a tremendous job for realtors. They constantly are raising money and really just fighting for realtors' rights. And as a realtor myself, not only do I appreciate it, but I really do believe in what they are doing, because at the end of the day, realtors can be overlooked as, just salespeople and they don't do anything for the money that they make. But at the end of the day, they really do a lot for their clients, and people are better off from using realtors because realtors have so much access to data, local market knowledge, that if people didn't have them, they really wouldn't know where to start. So I am a huge fan of the National Association and they do a lot of good work. So aside from that, let's get back into it. LLPAs aren't new. These borrower-specific fees were instituted in 2008 on top of the base guarantee fee that borrowers pay. Over the years, there have been multiple changes to LLPAs, and the National Association of Realtors has regularly lobbied against adverse impacts on borrowers, including on these latest changes. According to an analysis by Experian, the latest LLPA changes will result in higher fees for consumers doing cash-out refinances and those with high balance adjustable rate mortgage. Mortgage News Daily reports that most borrowers who put down between 5 and 25% and have credit scores greater than 680 will also see a fee increase, but will still pay less overall than lower credit borrowers. Now let's stop right there. If you are hearing this for the first time, or maybe you've been hearing about it and your initial thought is, okay, well, if they're going to make it more expensive for me with a higher credit score to purchase a home and actually utilize a mortgage, then screw it. I'm just gonna forget my credit score and let it tank. Wrong. That is the wrong thing to do in this situation. According to the National Association of Realtors, you are actually going to be paying less than those with a lower credit score in the long run, again, according to those loan level price adjustments. This is not an excuse as a borrower to just let your credit score fall and tank and, hurt your score. Overall, you will still pay less if you have that higher credit score, but it is going to make it more expensive. In addition, 2022 changes that reduced or eliminated fees for first-time home buyers and those with low or moderate incomes will become permanent. And many borrowers with lower credit scores but strong down payments will see reduced fees. So again, if you're all new to this, people with lower credit scores and minimum down payments, this plan is actually going to make it more affordable for these people, and for the people with higher credit scores, it's going to make it a little more expensive. That's where people are kind of upset, is that people with greater credit scores are getting harmed, even though the whole initiative and goal of this plan is to make it more affordable for lower income and people with lower credit scores. So harming the people that have better scores and have done it right by, mapping out their finances, living on a budget, and actually creating a great credit score it's unfair to harm those people just because you want to make it affordable for people with less than. Okay, so that's where people are getting really pissed off about this whole plan. However, let's dive back into the article. Critics have said the changes amount to a penalty for those who have maintained high credit scores. However, at a housing policy forum hosted by NAR in April, FHFA Director Sandra Thompson indicated that there was no uniform targeting of a borrower with a higher LTV for a lower. Okay, while supporting some of the changes, NAR has consistently said that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have the wherewithal to lower fees for lower wealth borrowers without increasing fees for those with greater wealth. So all this is saying right here is that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac do have the power to make it more affordable for people that make less money with lower scores and not harming people with the higher credit scores and who make more money. So then if that's the truth, why is this plan actually harming people with more income and a better credit score? That's what people are pissed off about. So let's dive back in. Furthermore, supporting both groups dovetails with their congressional charter obligations and their function as market utilities. Interesting. However, some of the criticism of the new LLPAs has mischaracterized the changes according to NAR. For example, one commentary said the changes amounted to leveraging high-risk loans to people without the ability to pay them and compared the changes to policies that led to the 2008 financial crash. This is what I have said, right? I brought this up in one of my previous videos where some of the concerns for consumers who don't necessarily understand it altogether, their fear is that now we're going to be lending money and incentivizing people with lower credit scores who can't pay money back. We're going to be incentivizing them to home ownership by making it easier. Is that not what led to the 2008 financial crash? Absolutely, it's what led to the crash. It was a big part of it. And that's a fear for a lot of people. However, the article says that's not accurate, says Ken Fears, NAR Director of Conventional Housing Finance and Valuation Policy. Every loan financed by the GSEs must comply with the ability to repay rule, put into effect after the financial crisis, which requires that borrowers be able to afford the payments for the first 5 years based on their income, he says. Furthermore, while some fees will change, the fees paid by lower credit borrowers will still remain higher than those of borrowers with stronger credit. So again, they're alluding to the fact that, okay, lower credit borrowers will still be paying more because of their lower credit versus those with, borrowers that have stronger credit. And that's all fine and dandy, but the fact is that it's still being more expensive for higher credit borrowers, which shouldn't be the case, and that's what people are still pissed about. So again, they can say that, it's still, less expensive for people with higher credit scores versus people with lower credit scores, but you're still screwing the people that have done it right. You're still screwing them. Right? And that's what people are pissed off about. When FHFA announced the changes in January, NAR released a statement saying it supported adjustments that reduced costs for some borrowers but had concerns about increases for other borrowers. In the wake of the 3 percentage point increase in mortgage rates, now is not the time to raise fees on home buyers, NAR President Kenny Parcell said in the statement. So, to wrap this all up in a big, beautiful red bow, basically what the NAR is saying is that they are just clarifying how this actually affects the mortgage payment, but ultimately it is going to become more expensive for higher credit score borrowers. It's going to become less expensive for lower credit score borrowers. However, the lower credit score borrowers are still going to be paying more, and it's going to be more expensive for them to buy than it is for higher credit score borrowers. Doesn't change the fact that it's still becoming more expensive for higher credit score borrowers. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, you learned something, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, drop a comment down below what you think about this article and what you think about the plan in general. Also, please follow me on all of my social platforms. You can find me at Cade Olaf everywhere. Again, that's going to do it for this video. My name's Cade, and I will see you in the next one.